Welcome to the Next Level Life podcast with Christine Corcoran. This podcast is made for the powerhouse businesswomen who are ready to ignite their fullest potential. This is where we will dive deep into the mindset breakthroughs and sprinkle in some kick up the butt motivation so you can scale your business with confidence and clarity. Whether you're craving more income, impact, or inspiration, this podcast will be your ultimate resource for all things next level. Listen in as we have authentic conversations with game-changing female entrepreneurs as we reveal the secrets on what it takes to rise and thrive. So go ahead, ignite your inner fire, and let's get you taking massive aligned action. Are you ready to elevate? Let's go. Welcome back to the podcast. How has the beginning of January been for you so far? January has been really awesome actually so far for me, but that doesn't also come with challenges. Like 100% I want to share with you authentically behind the scenes. I've been working on a lot of my book and working through all the fears and doubts that come along with bringing a piece of work together and then getting it out to the world. So I've sent off my draft to the editor. We've been working through a couple of different draft edits, and then I've also sent off the details to the book cover designer who's going to be working on that, and then we're about to send it off to the formatter as well. And so within the process of getting this together, there has definitely been some fears and doubts like come to the surface, and questioning whether, if this is going to resonate, people are going to like it, like all of those things. And I've also been working on an event. So I've got an event coming up on the 21st of February, which is called Thrive in 25. So if you're a woman in business and you really want to work on your strategy for this year, you want to surround yourself with other incredible women that want more for their lives and more for their businesses this year, and they really want to set themselves up for success in 2025, then come and join us. It's going to be in Brisbane on the 21st of Feb. Tickets are on sale at the moment. You can find the link in the show notes. Definitely come and join us. It's going to be such a fun day. I have no idea how many tickets are left by the time this recording goes live, but make sure that you jump on. If the tickets are available to buy, it means there is some left. But it will be a smaller room. It's not going to be jam-packed, so because there's going to be lots of opportunities for interaction. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't too busy of a room, so it's not super noisy. And so I've been working on that event, and then I've also got another event planned for later in the year that I've been working on, which is much bigger and takes a lot of moving parts to bring together. So I've been doing all of that, plus also working with my incredible clients and supporting them through the month of January. We've been making some big moves in the Next Level Mastermind, which has been super exciting. And Unstoppable Sales, they've been executing on their money dates. They've been working on their sales strategy, and now we're working on sales process. So helping them get really clear on how to sell authentically and also to build consistent sales within their business, which is super exciting. So lots happening behind the scenes. And today I want to talk to you about the number one sales advice that you need to sell more in 2025. And I shared a little bit of this on the feed on Instagram, but I wanted to dive into it in a deeper episode because I feel like if you really want to increase your sales this year, there is one key thing that I'm seeing within the market that I feel like would be really worthwhile you holding as your true north, holding as your compass to support your sales conversations. When it comes to people making a decision to buy, they need to have trust. So they need to feel like they can trust you. And for that to happen, they need to see value from you. So some of the things that I'm noticing within my programs, within the women that I'm working with, women that I'm having conversations with online, is that people are so overwhelmed with creating so much content that they've kind of skipped the long form content element, and they aren't really solving the problems of their customers in a free way before they ask people to buy. And this is really important for us to do, because if you're not delivering value in that way, in a free way, then people don't know that you're worthwhile trusting. And so if we need to develop that relationship. So we do that through content, develop that relationship, and then solve their problems before we ask them to pay. And the biggest piece of advice I can give you with this is I want you to see yourself more as the guide rather than the hero. Because I feel like if you create a pedestal where you're putting yourself on a pedestal where you're looking at like, I can help you with this and I can solve this problem and I'm the hero, I feel like that inauthentic language is really going out the window, and people are so over being sold to, when really we just need is a guide. We want to work with people that are working alongside us. We want to work with people that get us, that understand us. We don't want to be told what to do. We want to be supported and encouraged. So rather than seeing yourself as the hero of the story or the savior, right, is another way to put that, is I want you to start to see yourself as the guide. How can you walk alongside your ideal client and support them and encourage them? So this is where we want to obviously work on educational content, but you also want to position yourself as someone that they can trust. So please give more. And this is where I think that some people get so caught up in worrying about what to share that they are either unclear on their ideal client, or they haven't done any recent market research to really know what's happening for them, to know how they can help them. And so they're kind of like flying by the seat of their pants, just creating content on the fly. And then they haven't really created or updated their lead magnets. They are just like, doing their everyday thing instead of really thinking like, how can I serve them this week? How can I really support them in moving the needle in their business or their life? How can I support them in having a transformation or a mindset shift? How can I just come back to my ideal client and really think about how can I be their guide to the transformation I want to support them with? Gone are the days in marketing where you can give the why and the what, but not give the how. People can't trust people who aren't willing to give elements of the how. Like, obviously, yes, you want people to pay you for the how, 100%. But you really want to think about, like, can you trust someone that hasn't allowed you to gain a win from them, or that you haven't benefited or gained value from them? No, you're not going to trust someone who basically just says, yeah, I can fix that for you, without actually showing proof or without actually supporting you in overcoming a challenge in the past, right? So I want you to think about, and this is where I think some people go really wrong with their lead magnets when it comes to solving a problem. They try to solve too big of a problem with a lead magnet instead of just going to a small, or even it can be a low ticket offer. It doesn't even have to be a lead magnet. But how can you solve a problem that your ideal client is experiencing that they really need and they really want right now in a smaller, more concise way? And if you're able to do that, that's where people get those wins from you and they build that trust with you, and then they really want to work with you. So I want you to think about that moving forward. How can you be the guide rather than the savior or the hero? How can you solve their problem and show them you are worthwhile working with? If you need help with this, I've got a challenge coming up in February. So you can check out the show notes for the link to the challenge. I'm going to run a 3-day challenge on how to increase your sales in 2025 and how to do it in an authentic way that doesn't feel salesy, icky, or sleazy. And it's going to be really tapping into your feminine way of selling and building relationships in an authentic way. So come and join me for that. You can check out the link in the show notes. It's going to be complimentary. It's how I'm showing you the value of working with me, right? Super transparent. I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you for free 3 days of my time to support you so you can make more sales and increase more sales in your business this year, because I want you to win. I want you to win. And I know that by you making more sales, you're proving to yourself that you're super capable of winning. And I want to see that. All right. So I'm going to share that with you, and I hope you take this piece of advice and hope you put it into practice and just keep reminding yourself, how can I be the guide? How can I be the guide? And how can I serve? How can I really serve my ideal clients here? And if you're unclear on who that is, start there. Just start getting really clear on who your ideal client is and talk to more of them. The more conversations that you have with people and the more you find out what's happening for them and then what they really need, the more that you're able to create something really valuable that people will really want, and then they'll share it and then they'll market it for you. So one final little piece of advice I want to give you on today's podcast is I want you to see that what you are giving people is valuable as well. You've got to believe in the value before anybody else will. And what I mean by that is that in the sales conversations that you have, I want you to see yourself as someone that can serve, but not from a desperation place. I want you to be that guide, that supporter, that encourager, and trust that you have value to add and you have value to share. And there's plenty of people out there that need you. If you want to learn more about sales, to develop your confidence and to create consistent income in your business, I am running a new challenge in February called the 6-Figure Leap. Sharing with you how I went from 50K a year to 124K a year within 12 months. I want to share with you how I did this without launching a new program, without creating group programs or courses. It was literally with my existing clientele at the time, which was all one-to-one. So if you are a service provider and you really want to make sure that you surpass the 6-figure mark this year, then come and join me for the challenge. You can find the link in the show notes called the 6-Figure Leap, and I'll see you then. All right, lovely. I hope you have an incredible week so far. Make sure that you check out next week's episode. I've got some incredible guests coming up, and I cannot wait to share more with you about the book. So I hope that you have an incredible week, and I will hopefully, if you're in Brisbane, see you in Brisbane for my Thrive in 25 event. Thank you for listening, and if you found any value out of this episode, make sure you hit the follow button so you get access to the episodes as soon as they are live, and make sure you come hang out with me on Instagram. You can find me at ChristineCorcoran_coach. Have an incredible week.